I'm here with Gabe from Enterprise Earth to talk about The Chosen out right now, and you can also catch them on the road. They're on tour with Fit for an Autopsy and a whole wide range of bands, killing it right now. And that's actually going to be my first question for you. How's the tour been going so far?
It's been awesome, man. Lots of sold out shows, crazy crowds. Every band is sounding great, killing it. Yeah, it's been awesome. And today is a glorious day for heavy music and deathcore. We got us and Fit releasing albums. Ingested put out a new song today. Shadow of Intent. There's just so much music coming out today, so it's a good day.
For deathcore today, it's like an influx of great music coming out for the fans. So there's a lot to choose from. But before we talk about your album, one more question about the touring. How does it feel to be back on the road?
It feels great. Yeah, our first tour back in the fall with Lorna Shore was awesome. That one was incredible too. So yeah, it feels really good to be out there doing the thing again.
So for the fans that are going to catch you guys on this tour in the future legs, in the future stops, what can they expect on the set list as far as this new record is concerned?
We're playing pretty much all brand new songs. Everything is off of The Chosen, save for the Failsafe Fallacy, which we are playing. That's off Luciferous, but our whole set is brand new songs. So far, it seems like the crowd has received them pretty well. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun playing these new songs that we've been itching to play for a couple years now. So.
And that takes me to the next question, which is, when did this album start to take shape for you guys?
We started writing this actually back in the summer of 2019. And writing, and it just kind of we were going to record, and then the pandemic happened. We pushed things back, made some adjustments, wrote some more, and then eventually finished it up March of last year. So yeah, the whole album has been done for almost a year now. We were just waiting for the right time and place to release it.
When you guys start to look ahead for a new record, and specifically with The Chosen, do you have a little bit of a roadmap in terms of what points you want to come across on the album musically, maybe even vocally, or does everything happen a little bit more organically for you guys?
This one was very organic for us. It was very fluid and natural writing process, recording process. Everything just like felt really, really organic, and it just felt good. It felt like we were really gelling when we were writing this one.
Do you guys to go into the studio with a little bit of leg room in terms of making some last minute changes, or by the time you guys hit the studio where the pre-production is all done and everything is set?
Well, so fun fact, we did all this album ourselves, and we recorded it in my studio, which is like inside my camper tiny home trailer thing, because I live nomadically. So we came in with pretty much everything ready, but we made final tweaks, and any adjustments that we needed to make, we could do it because we're doing it ourselves. So it was really fun to really just handle everything ourselves and make it sound exactly the way that we wanted it to sound.
Everything in the house.
Everything in house. The only thing we recorded drums with Jason Sukoff in Florida. Everything else was done by us, so entirely by us.
Is there something unique about this record that really stands out to you, maybe even to fans, but there's always those elements that are perhaps a little bit more clear to the band because you guys have been working on the record for so long. Fans may not be able to notice. Is there something that you feel like really stands out on this album?
With this album, I feel like the thing that sets it apart from other bands in our genre is that every song on the album has its own fingerprint, its own character, its own vibe. There's nothing that like really repeats itself as far as like songs that sound the same, and we organized the track listing to kind of give a good flow throughout to showcase everything that's featured on the album without anything getting stale or repeating too much or anything like that. So yeah, I think the thing that really helps this record stand out for us is the diversity that's on display with it.
Did the length of the record create any issues for you guys in terms of making the album keep the listener engaged from start to finish and not really lose anybody along the way?
Yes, I mean, yeah, this is our longest record today. It's just 68 minutes. And yeah, it was a big challenge and a lot of work writing it too. Just it was a lot. These songs are really, there's a lot of layers and depth to them. And as far as keeping the listener engaged, I don't know if we were too worried about that because we were just writing songs that we wanted to hear. But I feel like the longer nature of the songs, I feel like we were able to compositionally structure them so like nothing got stale or too boring. Hopefully, for the listener, and we also organized the track list to in the same fashion. So one song going into the next, it's like a different vibe, so you're not hearing the same kind of thing, back to back.
Considering that everything was done in-house, is there anything that jumps to your mind in terms of being an obstacle that was a little bit of a hurdle to get through?
I don't know if it was so much obstacles, but it was definitely a journey. I will say that, and a fun journey and a lot of work too at the same time. We really gave this one everything we could. Just worked really hard, made it, just left no stone unturned. With this one. So yeah, not so much obstacles, but shit ton of work, more work than we've ever put into anything before.
So are you guys going to continue down this path?
Oh yeah. We plan on self-producing everything going forward. It's not that we're not opposed to working with anyone, of course, but it just feels really good to handle everything ourselves. And if something doesn't sound the way that we want it to sound, we got no one to blame but ourselves.
I want to go back to the beginning. We were talking about how many great deathcore albums are coming out today. Do you feel like just labeling The Chosen by Enterprise Earth Deathcore a little bit of a disservice to the variety and the diversity and quality of sound that this record has?
I mean, maybe. I'm personally like not offended if someone wants to label it as strictly deathcore or death metal or metalcore or whatever. It all falls under the metal subgenre, and the thing that I like about metal and quote unquote deathcore genre that we're talking about is it's really evolving rapidly these days. It's become this all-encompassing kind of thing where there are no rules or restrictions. So yeah, if people want to call it deathcore, cool, like go for it. As long as you enjoy the music, that's all I care about.
As long as you're coming to the shows, buying merch and enjoying the music, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
Listening to the album, there was a little bit of chaos on this record in terms of the sound and obviously the experience that it gives. Do you see this as a little bit of a controlled chaos style record?
Oh yeah. It was definitely, yeah. There's an element of that controlled chaos, but also very precise and thought out at the same time. But yeah, there are moments where we just kind of let the reins go, if you will, and just kind of let the song take control.
How much homework do you do as far as the guitars are concerned coming into an album? Do you have ideas that develop through in between records and while you're on the road that you want to incorporate in the future records? Is that how you come into a record?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have ideas floating around and jot them out here and there. For this record, most of it was, we pretty much started with a blank slate. We didn't really have any riffs or pre-pros prepped going into the writing process or sessions. It was just let's just see what we come up with and just write fun songs and write stuff that we want to hear and not worry about boundaries or limits or expectations.
Taking a step back in looking at the vocals on this album, how do you analyze them? The range between the cleans, the harsh, and everything, the life that the vocals really give this record.
Yeah, Dan did an incredible job. His best vocal performance ever, hands down. I know he really pushed himself beyond his comfort zones. He allowed himself to be vulnerable on many ways. He showcased every voice that he has. And yeah, it was just a really incredible performance with him, and it was great that he and I got to work together, one-on-one recording and, writing and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a very, very special thing.
When you guys were going through the process, did a song jump out at you as a great track to have on the album, but please don't ask me to play this live?
Probably, several of them. Maybe The Chosen or Overpass, just because they're so long and they're so demanding and they have so many peaks and valleys. But I'm looking forward to playing all of these songs live.
One last question for you. I was really taken back by the diversity of sound and how I want to use the word eclectic, because I really feel like this is an eclectic sounding album. You don't really give us two songs that feel or sound the same throughout the entire experience. Is this a little bit of a snapshot of where the band is going? The album still connects with the past, obviously, but is this more of a look of the future for Enterprise Earth?
Yeah, it's Sure. Yes and no. I don't know where we're going. You know, I guess that's the cool thing about this album is it's opened up a lot of doors for us, and I feel like we can kind of go wherever we want in the heavy music, in the world of heavy music. So yes, I feel like it is an indication of where we're headed, and I guess just keep expecting the unexpected with us, I guess. So
Well, that's for sure. That's for sure. Well, Gabe, thank
yeah.
you for your time, man, today. You guys are on the road, new album out today. So go enjoy yourself. Have a fun time tonight playing. Say hi to the guys from Fit for an Autopsy for me.
I'll do
Tell
that.
Joe that Pedro says hi. I love that dude. So all the best to you and the guys.
Right on. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for having me.
Take care, man. Bye.
Bye-bye.